Hi and welcome to the Muthaship. My name is Sazsha. I've pre-shuffled the cards, so let's see what messages we have. So for the heart of the reading, we have the Crow in reverse, defend to the end the worthwhile, and the Two of Hearts. So this is a message about standing up for yourself and reclaiming your power and really understanding your own innate wisdom. This is wisdom that comes from the earth as well. Sometimes we are called into these deeper aspects of ourselves for a reason. When we interrelate with like the underworld part of our psyche, we find not only our sources of pain and discomfort, disease, but we also find our empowerment that's hidden often just right below or behind these types of emotions. There's a message about, as you prepare yourself to go through these new doorways that are opening, to keep your connection to the earth very strong, because we are the earth. We are her heartbeat. We're part of the earth. And as she's going through these changes, we are going to be experiencing those same changes. And there's also a message about just remembering that the earth nurtures you at every moment. She doesn't call you on the phone and say, I love you, how are you doing, like the way that we would tell other people, oh, I love you. No, she just nurtures you. She shows you that unconditional love and support at every moment. So be an example, as the earth is an example in that way, and also call on that nurturing support. Every living thing on the planet is interconnected, and you can draw from that source. And, there's also the message of giving and receiving. This is a place and time where you're really weighing out the matters of your heart as well. And there's a message about really defending your path. Not in being like actually defensive though, because that will attract other types of situations too if you hold that energy. But really defending in the sense that you're claiming and reclaiming every aspect of your path. And the things that have not been correct, you'll just put right and keep moving forward. So let's take a peek at the divine masculine aspect. The first thing I'm noticing is a direct association with Thoth, the ibis and the calendar system, rhythm, and also those deeper mysteries. This is called the scribe, There's also seeing the true you, the hero, diving for light, reversed, and then we have the 7 of Hearts and the 5 of Diamonds. So the divine masculine aspect is beginning to have not only these awakenings and downloads, but also is changing his internal alignment through receiving this extra light from above, and he's getting ready to put out his messages in a sense, whether that's speaking his truth or expressing himself creatively or whatever his forte is. There's still some integration that he's working on and some lessons he's going through in order to really anchor this light into his being. But he's striving to be more balanced in this duality. And there are some messages also about really standing in his truth and being in this full alignment with both his masculine and feminine energy. And also either nurturing himself more or learning how to nurture himself more. So there's also, within this process, the understanding that when he does get willing to look for these hidden aspects of himself, that he begins to see the true self that he is, the true awakened being and co-creator that he is. And there's also a message about coming into that more spiritual understanding behind his emotions. And there's still some places I'm hearing that are blocked in his emotional process. And some of these are relating to maybe more cultural things, like being a certain type of provider and expectations that are placed on him from the outside of his society. So that is a theme that's coming up right now. And I'm also hearing, just as a side note, that there's a need to bring a lot more like micronutrients. And I'm also hearing like sea minerals, as well as drinking more water and taking more care over the physical body, because this somehow has a direct correlation to not only nurturing himself, but also working through these outer constrictive patterns that have been placed on him. Maybe he was taught that it was not okay to do such things, and this is maybe going against his own nature in that way of taking excellent care of himself. So there's a strong need to really embrace that aspect of self-care and self-nurturing at this stage, as he's that's part of why those emotions are blocked, is what I'm hearing. So let's also move to the divine feminine aspect. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Diamonds, 7 of Diamonds, the 2 of Cups reversed, the King of Water reversed, Spirals of Manifestation, and Release the Dark Wound, Let Love Live. So it seems that there's some concern and worry, especially about how to find that balance between, again, the monetary world and the spiritual world. And I mean, these could even be questions of like, how much do I charge for my services, for example, to be like really practical about it. But there's deeper layers and understandings about how to work with cosmic law and how to really give to receive and clear your way for your abundance to come in as well. And all of those opportunities are available right now, and things are opening up in a very positive way for all of these. Some of you are needing to just let go, in a sense, of having that tight control and constriction and letting your abundance flow. It really is more fluid, and as you open up to trusting more, you'll be able to embrace this higher fluidity. I think, many of you know that the word currency relates to flow and current and movement. So that's a part of this message. There's another part of this message also that is talking about releasing those expectations and those emotions that maybe have been blocked and constricted and just kind of clouding your world. As we work through these woundings that we've received, we end the cycle within ourselves to where we don't attract more of the same lessons. And our lessons come up in a very cyclical way. They come up and resurface from time to time when we're on that point in the spiral where we've experienced it in the past. So when you see your lessons coming up again, it's a chance to review and ask yourself, how am I doing with this aspect? And do the further release work on those harder issues you've had. There's also a strong need and desire to really get in touch and in balance with your emotions and with what you want and with what type of partnership you have with yourself as well as others. And let's get a few more cards. For the Divine Masculine, we have, the One of Air reversed, the Three of Air, and Integrity. So this is also about study and not only receiving those downloads, but understanding the self's wisdom and learning even about more esoteric types of things, opening up to other spiritual insights and even things that were maybe not taught to him that are a little bit outside or seem unorthodox. And really getting in that space of owning one's wisdom and power and understanding how to balance oneself. A lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. This is a time for integrating that and synthesizing himself with his internal and outer landscape. And again, as he's working through these processes, there's just kind of a reiteration of the message that he will be able to come into that place of truth within himself. He will be speaking his truth. He will be standing in his truth. All the energy is there for him. But at this moment, he's still in that process of integrating and learning. He's learning about what it is also to be more balanced within his passions and his wisdom and his emotions and his surroundings. He's learning about what it is to hold his own boundaries in a healthier way. And let's get some more cards for the Divine Feminine aspect. There's the Nine of Earth, the Ten of Earth, and Emotion and Intellect. So there's definitely a move toward having more completion in the world of the monetary, the earthly realm, being more stable, finding your independence, and getting your stability under you, working on your businesses, working on that aspect that gives you the luxury that you have in your life. There's also a message of seeing with a different perception. This has been a lot of hard work that you've been putting in to change those perceptive attitudes, but it's bringing you more enlightenment and stability. You're learning how to work in a different way through these transformation processes, and you're opening your third eye more. You're opening to that spiritual understanding and wisdom that comes from your divine alignment within yourself. So there's also a message about this transformation that you've been going through, and to very gently release those layers of your old self that don't serve you. And these have to do especially with giving and receiving, really balancing out that aspect, really understanding and learning more about this aspect, and coming into a more stable place within your emotions and your wisdom.